Hey everyone, it's Raj from 3CB. The Lakers play the Denver Nuggets in the first round of the 2024 NBA playoffs, a rematch between the teams of the Western Conference Finals last season. Of course, in that series, the Lakers were swept by the Nuggets. They were also swept in the regular season this year, so it's 8 straight defeats to the Nuggets. However, that being said, Nikola Jokic yesterday talked about that series last year and said that it was probably the toughest matchup that they had and that it was the closest series regardless of the 4-0. And if you look at the margin of defeat in those games, you'll see that each of them were extremely tight. Now there's multiple keys here for the Lakers if they want to win this series or make it more competitive, meaning a longer drawn out series. But there's 3 major things I came up with that could help give the Lakers that much needed push to get over the hump versus the Nuggets. First one is 3-point shooting. The Lakers in the last 2.5 months of the season were right at the top in terms of 3-point shooting from distance, right around 40%, whereas last year they were not close to that. In the series versus the Nuggets in the playoffs last year, they shot less than 35%, which is the league average, while the Nuggets shot 40%. 5% may not mean much kind of in the grand scope of things. When you look at the fine margins of that series, it can be the difference in terms of winning a game and losing a game, and also not just in terms of made 3-pointers directly, but when you are hitting perimeter shots, it now changes how much space is in the lane for the likes of Anthony Davis, for LeBron James, and also how much you can now attack closeouts that are going to be coming now stronger at you to run you off the 3-point line. Whereas last year, if you're not hitting those shots, you're going to be okay with some of those guys taking those shots. Number 2 is how do you defend Nikola Jokic? Of course, he's a 2-time MVP, likely the 3-time MVP after this season, and there's no real good answer for him. The question then becomes, how do you turn him into the primary scorer on the Nuggets with allowing everyone else to get off? The Nuggets are most dangerous when Jokic is moving the ball and distributing the ball rather than scoring at a high rate himself. The distribution gets everyone going, really gets their team energy going as well. So how can you force him into putting up 40+ point stat lines with limited assists? That will be a massive question for the Lakers. At the same time, it's not just something where you just allow him to easy buckets as well. So you want him to be the primary scorer, but still make those shots difficult. It's an extremely difficult dilemma for any team to go up against, but it's something that you have to come up with some sort of solution, the best you can, to try and make him that guy to go out there and put up a lot of points. It kind of reminds me of Steve Nash with the Suns. Last but not least, number 3 is going to be the crunch time execution in the last 5 minutes of the game. In that playoff series, and this is bled over into every game in the regular season, the Lakers will be playing the Nuggets close. Those last 5 minutes come, and the Nuggets just turn up a gear with execution, and they go on these massive runs where the Lakers really get bogged down in their offensive execution, and that's where Denver wins the game. In this case, it has to come down to the Lakers understanding that, being better prepared to deal with Denver sets. If you watch some of these games, Denver just runs the same sets multiple times, and they're able to score and get 7, 8, 9 points relatively easily, where the Lakers are really working hard and often break down. So that late game execution is really going to be stressed, and the Lakers execute late like they did versus the Pelicans in that play-in game, it's going to be another series of misery in crunch time. All in all, extremely difficult to play versus the Nuggets, but there are key lessons to be learned for the Lakers and an added sense of motivation as well. And now they've played them last year in the playoffs as well, which is great experience for all the surrounding players. So let's see how they use that motivation to really come out and put some pressure on the Nuggets and really stress test them and see what happens. Let the chips fall where they are, but at the least push them late into a series, extend the series, and then you really see who's made of what. And with the Lakers, with a LeBron, with an AD, you'll take those chances.